this time. This time. This one and dial. I'm going on Live Me. That's what I'm using right here. Live Me. Go live. Here we go. All right. Boom. All right, let's do it. Okay. Another dial. Let's go.
National Bank. Sorry, I'm unable to take your call, but if you please leave your name, number, and a brief message, I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you, and make it a terrific day. After the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hello, Joanne. Sherman here, calling from Financial Design Group. Wanted the opportunity to meet with all the ambassadors here in the next few weeks. Just get to know what they're doing and what they're about. And I know that we've probably crossed paths at one ribbon cutting or next, but would love the opportunity just to learn about what you do and see how I can be supportive. At the same time, just share with you what I'm doing. So I didn't know if you had maybe 20 or 30 minutes to get together in the next few weeks. Feel free to give me a call. You can call me on my cell phone. It's 262-271-4411. Again, it's Sherman here, Ambassador, 262-271-4411. I'll talk to you soon. Hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye. So I got live on YouTube going right now.
Good afternoon, we're law firm.
Hi, trying to get hold of Michael. Is he in?
Mr. Iker?
Yes.
One moment, please.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, he was away from his office. Would you care for his voicemail?
Voicemail's fine, thank you.
You're welcome.
You've reached Mike Iker at the law firm of Ruderware. I'm not available to take your call at this time. Please leave your name and number at the tone, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Hey, Michael, Sherman calling here, ambassador at the Wausau Chamber, just like you. No, our paths have crossed. Wanted to get to know the ambassador a little bit better, learn a little bit more about what you do and how I can be supportive. At the same time, to share with you what I do. So feel free to give me a call. I'll give you my cell number. It's 262-271-4411. Wanted to see if you had 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the next couple weeks. 262-271-4411. We'll talk to you soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye. NOYU. Good question. I've been here just since September. I've been in the industry for about 13 years. For 8 of them, I spent training and developing other people in the business. You're the most inspiring person that I've ever met. Hey, Haggy, that is a super thoughtful comment. Make sure you connect with me and I will follow you back so that way I can see what you're doing and what you're up to. It's very, very thoughtful for you to, thumb that out. Super thoughtful. I love that. Thank you. So let's go to, so I'm just making some calls. Just want to be able to show people, I hashtag this talents because work is a talent of mine. Boom. Just keep dialing. That's what we do. Then I'll do some of my 35-pound weight.
Good afternoon,
Hi, Meg, this is Sherman calling. I'm also an ambassador at the Chamber. How are you?
Sherman, I know
Of
you.
course.
How are
Well,
you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Are you streaming this phone conversation?
I am.
Oh, I hope my voice sounds okay.
Oh,
I'm nervous
you
now.
sound lovely. Everybody loves it. The two people that are watching love it. Um, no, I am calling because I want to get to know the ambassadors better than just kind of ribbon cutting and a walk by. And I wanted to see if maybe you had 15 minutes to get together in the next few weeks.
Sure.
And then, so I want to know how I can best support you. So if you have any material or anything, feel free to bring it and share it with me. And then I'll just share with you just briefly about what I do.
All right.
What's a good time for you to get together in the next couple weeks?
Let me unearth a stack so I can calendar.
It's been one of those administrative days, huh?
Oh, I've got so many things I've got going on. I have to make to-do lists for my to-do list. Okay, so I see that we have a action-packed week next week.
Yeah.
And then, I could meet as soon as I don't have anything planned for Monday currently. I could do let's see, I don't know, 1 o'clock on Monday the 4th.
Oh, that totally works for me. Yeah. I was going to say anytime on Monday is good for me except the morning. So 1 o'clock's perfect.
All right.
And
Where shall we meet?
do you want to meet at your office?
Sure. It's kind of like a candy store. There's a lot of fun swag here.
Awesome.
So,
If you had real candy, I was like super excited. I love candy.
of course I have candy.
Where are you guys?
So, do you know where it's kind of a obscure store called Menards?
Yes.
You know where that is?
Yeah. Just a real small.
Yeah, just a mom and pop shop.
Yeah. That's what John says.
Right. So we are in a building that's kitty corner from Menards, on Stewart Ave.
Okay.
And I don't know if you are a consignment buff, but the building that I'm located in is there's on the front side facing Stewart is a business called Family Treasures.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm on the side of that building, so my entrance faces east. So
Okay.
I look out at the U.S. Bank building.
Yeah. You're probably looking at the old MetLife building.
Yes, I suppose it is.
I used to work there. That's why I call it the old MetLife building.
Okay, but I mean, so it was MetLife prior to it being U.S. Bank, or no?
No. So the U.S. Bank was always on the first floor. Then MetLife was the second floor.
What happened to that?
They got bought out by Mass Mutual.
Okay.
The financial advisors did, and then they still own, like, they still run under MetLife, but then all the advisors went under the arm of Mass Mutual. So that's why the sign is out there, Mass Mutual now.
Gotcha. Okay, so how long did you work for MetLife, and like what years? Because I have a friend that used to work for MetLife.
Yeah, so I worked there from. So it went through some different name changes. So I was there under New England Financial, and then they did a name change to MetLife. So it was from like basically 2000 to 2005. I was there.
Okay. So it was prior to her working there. So okay, well, so anyway, 2716 Stewart Avenue. So
2716.
Stewart Avenue address, despite the fact that we're kind of
Tucked back there.
on the side of the building, the budget side of the building, evidently.
That's what you guys call it. Hey, as long as you got a place to work, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I really like the industry. It's just kind of fun. I sort of, I guess my attitude towards shopping has changed quite a bit because, I do shopping for other people. So
Yeah.
I have really not much interest in doing it for myself. So
It's kind of one of those adages, when you do it all day, you don't want to do it when you get home, right?
right. sure. And, so I, despite the fact that I sell really great clothes, I may not, it may not be reflected in my own wardrobe because I don't really want to shop myself. So, no, I'm just kidding. The company gave me all kinds of various clothing items. So I'm sad for that. But, when it comes to, I don't know, as my boys were little, they say, Mama, are you going to put on your play clothes? I don't really have any, like hip play clothes anymore. Or, like my going out clothes.
That's understandable.
Yeah, well, that's the way it works. So.
Yeah, I think I look nicer when I go to work than any other time of the day. Someone literally saw me on Saturday at Sam's Club and told their son to come say hi to me, just because I was wearing a pair of shorts, a tank top, and like I had a band. You know those old school like workout bands that you wear on your forehead?
Like John McEnroe?
Yeah, and then I had like if I let my hair go, Meg, it's like an Asian afro, and it was just like all straight up. And they thought it was just hysterical because you normally see me, I'm all buttoned up, and so there I was, just in disarray.
Despite the fact that you had shorts on and a tank top, you had to have at least had some wingtips on, right?
Yeah. It's like you know me so well.
And I'm sure the whole thing's online somewhere. But,
yeah, I'm sure there is a photo of it somewhere.
The whole encounter, yes. Well, so 1 o'clock on Monday the 4th.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, right back at you, Sherman. It'll be fun.
All right, well, have a wonderful day, and hopefully you can get out and enjoy the sunshine.
Yes, thank you, and you as well. And I'll be sure to have candy for you when you are.
All right, thanks, Meg. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for the call.
Okay, bye.
Sherman.
Boom, appointment set. Noogies, yes, but only to brothers. Like I never did it to like strangers, like at school. I kind of definitely had the hands-off approach. Like, don't touch me, I won't touch you. And then not wedgies. Once a month, typically go to the movies. On Tuesdays here in my community, it's $5 Tuesday. And if you have like a rewards card, which is free, then you get a free small popcorn. Dude, I love it. $5 for a ticket versus like 20 whatever it is these days. It's like a freaking arm and a leg to go to the movies. Marcus Theaters. If any of you are close to a Marcus Theater, it's the greatest. Tuesdays. Okay. Let's see. Meg. So it's initial meeting, and that'll be 1 to 2, and she's at 20, 27, 16, Stewart Ave in Wausau. Why is it not more than hour? Weird. Okay, let me put that in the other calendar as well. All right, hey, how wonderful. If you could live anywhere, where would you live? If I can live anywhere right now, I'd probably live in Hawaii, just so I could be next to a beach. I love the idea of just waking up to a beach and going to it, and then going to work, coming home, going to the beach. However, my concern is, would I only like going to the beach because I never go to the beach now, right? Would I get sick of the beach? I don't know. Oh, my buddy, Michael Way. Michael J. Berry, what's up, buddy? Yeah. The advice is still poignant. Nothing moved. So then I was like, okay, well, I can let Mike wait until I actually have something like legit to like present to him, or else then we're just like hypothecating. It's going good. It's going good. I love it. I'm all about business. So hold on 1 second. Let me take you off Bluetooth just because. Yeah. That's totally what you tell Carrie. I'm all about the business. Yeah. Let's get it done. So, here's a couple things that I'm kicking around. So number one, I'm finding that I want to be more like if I had my wherewithal, I would do more like business strategy, you know, more like consultant work, you know? Um, yeah, yep, 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 you got it. A little bit more along those lines, right? Instead of so yeah, so funny thing, I was talking to one of the guys, and as of right now, they're like, we want to see more production, and in my mind, I'm like, guys, like you're retiring, like I'm paying you money. That's the point, right? Like I don't need to produce to an X amount of level, or else then what's the point of buying it, right? Uh, Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that we would do it, we already kind of talked about it, is payment up front. So it's just like I go out, get a loan. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. That's my attitude. Is like it doesn't matter. We're talking about buying a business. Just like if you guys own a McDonald's franchise, if I decide to burn the place down and make it a Burger King, why does that matter, right? So that came to fruition last week, and it wasn't from their mouth; it was from one of the managers. And so I'm like, so what I've done is I brought in someone else that I worked with at more at MetLife, and I'm like, hey, why don't you come join me, and the two of us will take over. And so he's got a practice, right, of like basically he has the same amount of practices as the two guys combined, and they're like, their attitude is like, well, we're going to sell it to him, and then you can just work with him. And I'm like, guys, number one is I brought him to the table, and now you're cutting me out because you want to see a certain level. So for me, I'm just like, that's not what we talked about, and that's the problem with like a contractor. We didn't sign anything, and like 2 months ago, I came to the guys and I said, look, it's slow. Like we all see the numbers. And I said, what would be helpful is start to be introduced, right? So they're going to leave in June, and we've had like a couple meetings, like literally 3 meetings with one guy, and one with another. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like if we're going to buy this out, I need to be introduced like now to everyone. So that way they get comfortable, and it's not tomorrow that all of a sudden you're leaving and now I'm like calling all these people because I'm paying money up front. You know what I mean? Like there's good odds when it goes like this, when there's not a good like succession plan, like where there's a handoff, I'm going to lose 30% because now it's like, oh, I don't really know this guy, and I'm the equivalent of a 1-800 number. The difference is that I'm local. So that was a little bit of frustration. But, um, no, not yet. I'm not walking away just because that would be like a very emotional response, being like, oh, I've gotten, I'm cheated on now. But from a standpoint of I am the girl that's on a date that all of a sudden a hotter chick comes by and now they want to go with her, right? Um, totally. Just because for him it's just business. He's just like, I'm buying it, so. But that happens. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah, correct. Yeah, right. It does. Oh, now we're going backwards. Now we're not business. just walling up in a corner. So for me, at the same time, I totally get it. Like I'm not really like my heart isn't in, and you and I have conversations about different strategy and stuff like that, and over the last couple of years. And so for me, I'm like, if I had my choice, I would run my own thing, and I would do business consulting as a decent chunk of what I do. I would do some, marketing strategy, and then, basically I would sell my time and my expertise. And then hey, there's an opportunity to sell some insurance and investments, great. So where that led me to maybe reach out to you a month ago was this accounting firm. Their name is called Shank. And so we've done some work together where I've like referred clients to them, and they don't have a presence up here of wealth management, but they do that in-house. And so I met with like the CEO. So they have an office down in Milwaukee, and they're like, "Hey, we want to be able to, have a presence up there." I think we have like 5 clients of all the accounting that we do. We only have like 5 clients. I'm like, okay, so this could be an opportunity. And no, it's all good. And because I thought I heard Carrie's voice. Yeah, awesome people. So then, so then we had a conversation. I had a conversation with the CEO, and so I made like this business plan, this 90-day business plan, and then the overall strategy, what I thought how you could really run wealth management, but overall services. So the idea is that when you sit down with let's say a client, you could say, hey, we do accounting, we do auditing, we do payroll, we do HR, leadership consulting, and wealth management. How can I help you? Right? And so, and then at the same time, they have 600 clients, so I've actually presented to this firm on like how to deal with generational gaps in the workplace. They have about 26 staff team up here in our city, and so I know a lot of the accountants, and so basically, I would almost get a green light to call all these 600 clients that they have and just, hey, just want to let you know, we opened up our wealth management arm. We want to help serve you. And all of a sudden now we're getting legit. So, so what it would open me up is I could do more like consulting. Yeah. So I'd still be able to keep my licensing, and then I would just be able to offer more services. So yeah. Yeah. No, it would still keep me in it, but I wouldn't have to I'm I would still have to learn more, but it would open me up to be more like Sherman consultant versus, you know. So, but yeah, put me in more of a strategic role instead of like, hey, candidate. Yeah, good question. So on one arm, I could totally be the mentor. So in the wealth management arm, I would actually then start building a team. And the way that they do it is it's salary instead of commission driven. So, and then on the insurance side, they don't have anybody in the entire firm. And so if there's any like succession planning or anything then that opens it up for me to be the expert there. On the leadership side, on the consulting, I yeah, yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So to that point on the investment side, you bring up a really good point, which was nice here. The 2 guys that I have here, that's a big part of their practice is investments, and so hey, I can kind of lean on them. So the way that they do it there, they actually have like a chief financial analyst, like a guy's got a CFA, kind of like a Rodney, Rodney Hathaway. And so the way that they do it then is they create their own portfolios. And so what I'm doing is I'm selling the portfolios that have already been created. I don't need to do it on my own, right? So I'm not like, so to your point, I'm not sitting in some desk going, yeah, I'm doing trades. I am basically introducing it, right? So yeah, so good, yeah, good, great question. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. Right, right. So those are good questions. So number one, company culture is pretty stellar. Number one, in talking with so I know the managing partner who runs the Wausau office. He actually had his own practice and then sold them his accounting practice. So then they became part of the organization. And so really good work. They bust their hump. January to April, and then already right now, they have half day Fridays. They're very focused on building people. So they have in different programs to make sure that they're helping you become better. So they have a really good structure at people development. And so my buddy Carrie, mhm, yep, yeah, I'd say that. Yep, yeah. So there's a little bit more teeth. Right. So look, for example, so my friend's the one that is like, Sherman, I want you to come over here. So her name's Carrie Ann. I've talked to her about her before, right? So we just get along real well. Good business relationship. Anyway, so she's like, for her on the leadership side, she told them she wants to become a stronger leader. So they're actually paying for her to go through like Franklin Covey's leadership course, which is like, I don't know, a few $1,000 that they're paying as a part of her professional development. So she kind of came through and said, okay, where do you see yourself? And they said, okay, let's start building then some blocks, some specifics around that. Yes, Jack Welch, the Welsh. Yes, yes, Six Sigma. That there you go. Yep. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. You're well, and you know what you like, right? So from a standpoint of teach me, like I'm not going to sit in a classroom, guys. Which Yeah. Oh, well, I think you and I are very similar in that, like, hey, we're doers. So then, like I don't need to read a book. Let me just go do it, right? So then, just point me out where what I'm going to be missing. So I was just using it as an example where they're just invested in saying, hey, we want to help you grow. So the nice thing is that so it does. So the downside of W-2, right? You're an employee. So what that always means from a growth perspective is we're taking the pie and then we're going to share a little bit with you, right? That's how it is, right? There's always that trade off, right? Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So that's where base would be a buck 20, and then he anticipates. So what they do as a wealth management team is then they split everything. So on how you do your assets under management, we basically split it across the board, and then mhm. Yep, exactly. Yep. And then he said, well, but since you're just launching it, we would split it more in an equal basis, so that way. But he's like, to be honest, it's like it's not moving anywhere. But in 5 years, when you moved it, that's under management. Now we're talking about some serious payback. So yep. I do. So I get a share of the investment side, the wealth management side. Yeah, yeah. So it would add an additional like 6 grand at the end of the year. So it's like it's not anything that we're gonna. They just they literally just launched this probably like 3 years ago, but who was at the helm really didn't grow it and didn't understand it. So they actually hired someone from M&I. So his name's Mark, and so he's the one that's running it, and so that's what he ran over at M&I. So he's the one that has, or BMO Harris, right? That has the skill set. Very solid. Like he didn't give me the number. I take that back. He was managing, I think, like 100 million between him and like a couple other guys. So he ran a pretty solid team. So yeah, yeah, right, right, yes. We're still, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. No, no problem. So that's kind of the idea. So it would be that was kind of that was the purpose of the call about a month ago when I first sat down with Mark, and I was like, oh man, is this the right move? And then lo and behold, like last week, so then it kind of like started leading itself towards this being a better move, right? Um, so that's I I think a big part of me is not purely satisfied in my current role. Like I need more to give, you know. Right, 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 right. You're speaking the truth, brother. Because small details like totally suck the life out of me. I'm like, oh, what did I just do? I didn't even work today. Yeah, I didn't even work today. So the other side of this coin, so as I've been like kind of just debating over this thing, um, and again, we haven't had that second conversation, and I knew from a timeline he had to go to Arizona and sell an old house because that's where he was for BMO for like 4 years. And anyway, so I knew it was going to take a little bit longer of a timeline. The next step then is, or the next idea that I had, this more out there idea. It's kind of outlandish, to be honest. Um, yeah, yeah. You are totally all in on that. I love it. Yeah. That's the one. That is it. So part of me is like, so here's the idea of Shank would give me the opportunity to go to a company and say, hey, I consulted with X, Y, and Z business. We helped them grow to X as a team. Where right now, if I go and sat down with you, Mike, I can be like, yeah, I can help you grow it. Well, what's your experience been, Sherman? Well, I just decided to start my own biz last week. So you're my trial basis. Pay me $5,000, please. Um, so the other idea is work somewhere. So in my mind, actually, I met someone that works over at. Are you familiar with Eastbay, the like retail company, the like apparel? Okay, well they sell a bunch of apparel, huge. They're owned by Foot Locker, um, and they're based here, 600 employees, um, and so they need like someone in marketing. In my mind, I go work somewhere, pulling a nut, and then I start launching Sherm's Consulting or whatever it is, right? Sherm's business, and then basically after hours, all the time. Yeah, all the time. I bet. Yeah, 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 yep. Yeah, yeah. Grab that Starbucks. Yep, yep, yep. The mocha, two pump mocha. Give me the why bother. Hmm. Correct, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's garbage. Yeah, yeah, that's garbage. So where I'm coming from is results driven. Then they all say this, but mine's based on social media. And I think bingo, immediate results. Yep. And where this is, yeah, yes, right. So that's it. Because so a lot of businesses, and it doesn't matter the industry, whether it's B2B or B2C, they're all thinking, okay, I need to have some kind of presence here. I don't know how to, and I don't want to hire somebody to do it because I don't know what they'd even do. And so for me, I'd be able to just show them, okay, this is what we're doing, and let me show you the results that we should get after a year. So the nice thing is that from a contract perspective, it really would really push a 12-month to an 18-month engagement in order to see this results, just because you're going to put a lot of work in upfront to create and establish the brand online, and then it moves. So that's come already a little bit where people are asking, and I'm just like, you can come in on a Friday afternoon that I run. It's very general. If you want something specific, we're gonna have to like schedule something like, and I just can't do that for everybody because I don't want to go there like a schlub and just be like, okay, so what do you guys think? Let's talk about Snapchat. No, like I'm going to do my research ahead of time. You know what I mean? And if you're in IT, I want to know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that would be, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's good feedback. So the so the ultimate question that I have for myself is, can I build this thing on the side and still go full time somewhere? Like that's what I think. Yeah, I need to go full time somewhere and start building this baby. Yeah. Well, they're young. You know what I mean? These are. Ryan's only 13. I got 5 more years. Yeah. I'll build a relationship when they're really adults. Yeah. Right. Yes. 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 It is. It is. Right. So that's the trade off, right? Of okay, go 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 work for someone else, do W-2 style, or do you decide to go? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah. Right. No, that's a good point. They're out there, right? Yeah, they're calling you. Yeah, yeah. Correct. Correct. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, yeah. And that's the value of this conversation is that I'm telling you kind of some different sporadic ideas of what kind of is ping ponging in my mind. Um, and I one obviously has safety, right? Security, consistency. The other one has growth, right? That you and I both are like, yeah, yeah, we love that. Like, wait, so there's a chance that I could make zero, but there's a chance I could make anything. Okay, let's go for anything. I can make zero all day long. Yeah. That's totally how it is. So that's kind of what's yeah. So that's what brought the conversation. So I'll let you know. So I meant to be following up with. I left a voicemail for Mark last week, and so I know he's meant to follow up with me this week and following up with the local team here. So and at that point, it's just further conversations. I know a lot of the people on the team, so it's like I don't think there's even need to even have any more interviews. You already met the CFA, the guy that basically creates the portfolios. Um, so he's like, yeah, yeah. So the next thing for me is just like how to even if I do the other route, run Sherm Show, how do I even scale it? That's the question. How do I even scale that? Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, because I'm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that one. Yeah, yes. Show me the money. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Years. Yeah. Yeah. And you knew you could do it better. Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. No, it's similar, but you're right from a perspective of because of your experience, you can quantify that. You know what the market can kind of hold for you, where I don't, because I've never been in that side, right? It's different to sell insurance than it is to sell consulting, right? We're talking ideas, right? Ideas and maybe results. It's a potential for results. There is, yeah, 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 yeah. No, I do know a guy. Actually, when you were talking, I was like, I should call him up. He's in Pittsburgh, and he's about, yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, that's good. Well, because and as you see it, out there, people are calling you, quote unquote, everybody's a coach. Oh, I can be a business coach. Really, what's your experience been? Well, I just got laid off by my job. I got severance from Boston store, and I want to give you some consulting advice. What consulting advice can you give me? Well, I was a director before. I was a director. What does that mean to me? Um, right. And or I say that's funny. You say that you have a great social media presence when you haven't had a post in 5 months. Like, yeah, yes, yes, No, that's right. That's right. No, that's boom. You hit it right on the head because you're right. From a perspective of, I can't be like, oh my, hey, by us having some social media presence, we're going to double your revenue. You can't say that. You can't even quantify that unless you're going to buy it by yourself. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Solid. It's brutal. Yeah. Right. Right. Oh yeah. No, it's right. Right. Which, as you were talking, makes me think. You know what? Where I really think might make sense for me, basically, is just a sales and marketing company. Well, so then for me, it would be more like aimed at like social, right? Because number one, it's for every business, it's free. So you don't have to spend any dollars if you don't want to. Yeah, yeah, yep, right, right. We've always had a page. We've always had a page, Sean. We've always had a website. It's true, you have. No. But you're spot on from the perspective of it still comes down to what's the measurable way that you're going to hold yourself to a company and then justify whatever price you're going to charge. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Because everything's unlimited. Everything's unlimited. You and I could start a karaoke bar, and that could be unlimited. Uh, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I will, and I'll kind of keep you in the loop on how the other thing is going, just because at some point they're just going to make me an offer, and I'm either going to say yay or nay. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, where I'm at right now is just not right. So yeah, Yeah. 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 It's good. It's good advice, bro. Love it. All right, my friend. It was good talking with you. Appreciate the thoughts. All right, man. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, there you go. That's the conversation. Let's call a buddy who does consulting work, Josh. Josh Newton. This is Sherman, buddy. Hey, I'm doing good. Did I catch you at a quick minute? I wanted to chat with you. So you're in the realm of consulting work. Is that how you describe it? Okay. Um, so I want to know from your perspective, what do you like about the industry and what is not that enjoyable? The latter, but not from a standpoint that I'm not necessarily thinking I want to start my own shop. I think I want to go into that business. So I know from my perspective, it's a lot easier to like, hey, Josh is already in the business. Maybe Josh needs to hire somebody. I can go crush it in Pittsburgh, or whatever. So that's kind of where my thought is. But it'd be a lot easier to talk it over with you to see kind of what your thoughts are on the industry and where it's headed and those kinds of things. Okay.